I never really woke up one day and said, I'm going to be a chocolatier today. When we came to Houston 12 years ago, very, very few people knew what fine chocolate was. For Cacao and Cardamom, it's been really incredible to see the kind of community that we've built around chocolate itself and giving the education around fine chocolate. Chocolate just came super naturally to me. My name is Annie Rupani, and I am the founder of Cacao and Cardamom right here in Houston.
And Annie joins us right now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh
Thank you for having us.
It has been so fun to watch your journey. We're going to go over it in just a second. But before we do anything else, two of my favorite things in the world, chocolate.
Yep.
The other is, stop the madness, shoes. This is a shoe, everybody. That is a shoe. Was that a size 9? No.
Yeah.
No.
We'll make it in a shoe size 9,
right.
you know?
I cannot believe it's made all out of chocolate?
You know, because moms have everything.
Right.
They have the purses, but do they have chocolate shoes that they can eat?
I don't think so.
You know?
I think not. And especially a chocolate shoe to match the dress that they might be wearing. All right. Annie, I met you before you were a mom yourself.
Did.
Right? South Asian background. Not much into chocolate growing up. It's just kind of a normal thing that, you know, most people just don't think twice about it. You eat it, but you don't think twice about it. You were former Miss Pakistan World.
I was. My parents are originally from Pakistan, and I grew up with a really strong Pakistani heritage when it came to food and culture and clothes. So that definitely influenced Cacao and Cardamom, hence the Cardamom, and it kind of gave me the opportunity to explore flavors in chocolate that never really existed.
But that opportunity in the beginning, when you were Miss Pakistan World, your parents like, we got world plans for her. You will be, as we know with many cultures, you have a couple of choices, engineer, lawyer, doctor, right?
They were not particularly happy about the chocolatier route.
Yeah. What does that mean? That's the hard part. We say, when I grow up, I'm going to be a chocolatier.
Yeah.
It sounds like one of those things that's like, okay, that's a passion and a hobby, but
Yeah.
truly, where do fine chocolates come from? Chocolatiers, right?
Yeah, and I was on a law path. I just started playing with chocolate when I was studying, and it became something that came so naturally to me. And then I had an opportunity to set up at an event, and then I was on the news a few weeks later, and I was like, could this be a business? Like, maybe this could be real.
And I got to tell you, I run into your dad every now and then at different events. We cross paths, and he's just like, I am so proud of my Annie. He's like, in the beginning, but no, he's like your number one fan. He's so proud of you. All right, so when we say chocolate, there's so many different levels to understand about. Let's start with this thing right here. This is
it's a cacao pod.
Yep. Right. Who knew that's what chocolate kind of starts with? Real chocolate, and chocolate's not naturally sweet, right?
No. So I mean, it's a superfood, right? There is actual fiber. There is protein. There are antioxidants, and so in Mayan culture, in South America, Central America, it was really truly used as medicine.
Yeah.
And so once it came to Europe, it became more of a sweetened product, and then a paste, and then a bar. But for the longest time, it was more of like a ceremonial drink.
Yeah, and of course, a lot of the things you get today, I know I have a friend who's a veterinarian, and she says, someone will call and go, help, what do I do? My dog just ate some chocolate. She's like, calm down, tell me what the brand was. Tell me what it was.
How much cacao was actually in it?
Your dog ate a bunch of wax,
yes,
okay? And
exactly.
a little bit of sugar, they'll be okay. And so whatever. So that it determines the quality of a chocolate. You use high quality chocolate.
We use fine couverture chocolate. We use a lot of French and a lot of Swiss.
Yeah. All right. So the whatever you said earlier in the Swiss, and then you come to the artistry portion of it. This is what's crazy to me. I literally don't want to bite into it. I'm always going to people. Look at this.
But you just have to start. Once you start, you can't stop.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Stop right now. I just saw this. You just shot a picture of this. It's a lipstick. How much of this is chocolate?
All of it.
The entire.
So you can just.
Oh my gosh, and that's my color too.
Grab a
I
bite.
love that. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. You can literally make anything in any kind of shape, but also the way that you end up just basically painting. Like your chocolate's a canvas.
Thank you. We definitely want to start with the eyes. We want to create a beautiful experience. Chocolate is so often tied to emotions, and like we always have a chocolate memory, and so we're creating our own sort of set of flavor profiles that people haven't tried before, but we want the box and the exterior of the chocolate and then the filling, each part to have its place in your experience.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of the box, this is so pretty right here. You do things for every occasion there is, and so many different events that have happened. I've run across your chocolates. In fact, I sent a friend over there.
Did you?
She goes,
That's
my
so sweet.
my friend's like it's their anniversary. He doesn't have anything for his wife, and he's sending me to the store to buy. I go, give her start with chocolate. Yeah, start with chocolate, right? But this box right here, this
so
is what
it's a
you
little-
have for.
yeah, it's a
Oh,
little
wow.
purse.
That is so cool. And then you open it up, and then you have those beautiful chocolates in there.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have just all kinds of whatever it is. that
We
you
have a yuzu matcha bar, we have a berry lavender bar, we have these brownies covered in dark chocolate, and then we have 35 other specialty bonbons in-house and artisan bars and mendiants and dragées.
Yeah.
So if you want chocolate, you know where to find us.
And again, it's the different flavors that you have. You have things that may be recognizable to people, like creme brulee is amazing, but then you'll do a cucumber mint.
We did. We do a cucumber mint. We have an elderflower citrus. We did a tonka bean caramel. Tonka bean is not as commonly used in pastry in the U.S., but it is such an incredible flavor that has a liking to vanilla, but it's just so unique. Yeah. So adding that to a caramel just creates such an interesting flavor profile.
Yeah, lava cake, hibiscus berry, and then I think one of your earlier profiles had rose hints to it, didn't it?
So cardamom rose was one of the first flavors that we ever made, and that was kind of a little bit different from the norm. Because I grew up with cardamom. Cardamom is such a wonderful spice. We use it a lot for desserts. So I was like, let's just put it in a white chocolate ganache and finish it off with some rose water.
How do you go through the process of deciding what flavor you're going to infuse? I want to know. I want to know the room you're sitting in. I want to know who you're talking to. How does that happen?
There's so many things. I think a lot of it comes from experience with other food or travel or nostalgia from my past. But sometimes I do wake up in the middle of the night with the flavor, and sometimes it really takes sitting down and rapping with my production manager. And
how about car muffler and chocolate? Yeah. Yes. Let's try this out.
We've made a barbecue one. We've made like a caramelized onion.
Were the ones that you make it and then you taste it and everybody looks at each other and goes, "That's not going to make it."
I don't know. I feel like you can always find the right chocolate, and that's what's so incredible about chocolate being a medium, because there are single origin chocolate. So Venezuelan chocolate tastes different than Bolivian chocolate, but now you have caramelized white chocolate, and you have different levels of milk chocolate. You have dark milk chocolate, and then you have white chocolate. And it's so cool to be able to play with all these different types of chocolates to create any kind of creation you want.
Yeah. Okay. So the difference between it being so cool, you loving it, you making a great product, and then creating a successful business. The early days and where you are now, and your best advice to people who would like to start a business one day.
Yeah, I think just keep following your passion and pushing and creating. I think when you are truly in a place where you love what you do, you're able to do so much more with what you have.
Yeah. You're not focused on, hey, I'm going to make a lot of money. You're focused on doing something, right, that people love. And then were there ever times that you questioned whether you should go to law school?
100%. I think the first 6-7 years, I still was like, maybe I made the wrong decision. But I always thought having kids would make things impossible, and having kids gave me more power. It gave me the ability to expand and do more.
And the great thing is, you can bring your child to work with you.
I
right?
can.
Okay, is this the luckiest child in the world? He's growing up with chocolate everywhere.
My kids get too much chocolate. That is definitely a problem.
But then again, wrapping up with the best advice for someone, you said, do what you like, but understand the business side too. Right?
Oh yeah. I think the hardest part is you got to get through the first several years, and you got to keep pushing. If you believe in what you do, you can make it through, but you just got to keep pushing.
All right, Annie, thank you very much. Okay, so I want that shoe, and then make a chocolate shoe pad to go into it, because I'm not sure I
We can put
handle
pearls
that
on
heel.
pearls along the side.
Right. All right. For the full Cadillac Shaping Houston story featuring Annie, log on to shapinghou.com, and to learn more about her work, visit cacaoandcardamom.com, cacaoandcardamom.com.